does sorcery exist in the modern day? You can turn back now, or learn the stuff they don't want you to know. Here are the facts. Belief in witchcraft predates the written word. Before early human beings learned to keep written records, they routinely paid tribute to gods for help with crops, weather, illness, hunting efforts, and more. This notion of divine intercession, that otherworldly entities, be they rain gods or demons, could alter the otherwise natural course of the universe, is one of the most common supernatural beliefs. Today, both the definition and origin of witchcraft are difficult to pin down. It's an umbrella term and has been used to describe a wide range of unique supernatural and spiritual beliefs around the world. And, to most in the modern age, witchcraft is an archaic thing, a relic of a time before modern science, when people cowered in the face of an inexplicable and terrifying world. But is it real? And has the world really said goodbye to witchcraft? Here's where it gets crazy. Absolutely not. In countries across the planet, sorcery and witchcraft are still a source of public disorder, vigorous debate, trials, executions, horrendous crimes, and more. Let's begin with the more lighthearted stuff, such as the recent law in Swaziland banning witches from flying above 150 meters on a broomstick. If caught, the witches would be required to pay a hefty fine. While this may sound amusing, it's only a small part of a much larger and much more frightening phenomenon. In countries like Angola, Nigeria, Gambia, and Malawi, even children have been accused of witchcraft. Local religious or spiritual authorities will exorcise these children, often orphans, by imprisoning, beating, or starving them. This practice is not strictly limited to these countries either. In 2010, a 15-year-old boy named Christy Bamu was murdered in the UK, allegedly for being a witch. Albinos in Tanzania and neighboring countries have a particularly dangerous time, as some practicing sorcerers believe that an albino's body parts have great potency as magic charms. As a result, albinos of all ages have been viciously attacked or murdered. And in the case of murder, Uganda particularly stands out. For years, reports of ritualized human sacrifice spread, eventually getting the attention of international peacekeepers. These violent acts are not restricted to the African continent. While ritualized killings pop up across the world, the work of isolated serial killers and other madmen, other entire communities band together to take revenge on people that they perceive to be witches or sorcerers. As recently as 2013, residents of Papua New Guinea conducted witch hunts, notably torturing and beheading a teacher named Helen Rumbali. This is only one of hundreds of witchcraft cases recorded by the UN in this country. Papua New Guinea's Sorcery Act allowed for a belief in witchcraft to be used as a partial legal defense for killing someone suspected of black magic until it was recently repealed following the spike in violence against those accused of witchcraft. Most outside observers find an underlying mundane cause for these violent accusations and this pervasive belief in sorcery. Could attacks in Papua New Guinea, for example, merely be strikes against economic inequality? Could persecution of children be a thinly veiled rationalization for sadism? And why does it seem that so many of these reports come from African countries? Could the Western media simply be focusing on this region to reinforce institutionalized forms of racism? Or, and this is the least likely explanation, could there really be something to these accusations? Is it possible that amid the reports of madness, persecution, and crime, there really is some supernatural element, something the world's media doesn't want you to know?
Lock them out and bar the door. Lock them out forevermore.